wake of Lyndon Johnson's election to U.S. President in 1964, America's military involvement in the escalating conflict in Vietnam spiked dramatically. This was a completely different war to previous conflicts. American strategy was one of searching out and destroying Viet Cong cells, while at home, American politicians and military leaders continued to lie to the public about imminent victory.
I'll tell you this, he's no ostrich. I know of no man who'll call it as it is with such candor and judgment as this man, Clark Clifford. We got light at the end of the tunnel now.
This skirmish takes place at the end of 1967, mere weeks before the launching of the Tet Offensive. The rules being used today are a homebrewed set developed by our local GM, Dave. He gives significant movement advantages to the Viet Cong, which is fair considering their abilities during the war to move around and fight hard for every scrap of Vietnamese real estate. This is offset, however, by American off-board naval support and artillery. The Viet Cong commanders realize that their only hope is to pin the Americans down with overwhelming, localized firepower. This is especially important because the Americans have 2 tanks and multiple mechanized support vehicles. The Viet Cong's deployment is secret. American plans are to grab 3 of 4 on-table roads and concentrate at a central hill, where they will be met by infantry dropped off by a helicopter. And where are the Viet Cong concentrated? Well, by pure dumb luck, close to those 3 roads and buildings and rice paddies. The Viet Cong have also placed dummy markers to keep the Americans cautious of entering the battlefield in too many areas. As soon as the Americans enter the table in turn 1, the Viet Cong reveal an ambush on the northern road. They suppress an American mechanized vehicle, blocking the entire southbound American column. Bad results are also met on the east-west road, where a lucky shot destroys an American tank and stalls that column as well. On the eastern side of the table, American troops uncover 4 dummy Viet Cong units, but this is not something worth celebrating. Nor is the suppression of 1 Viet Cong unit worth celebrating either, because another lucky hit by the guerrillas destroys a westbound support vehicle. The Americans do rally their southbound mechanized column, but it's too late to move them on this turn. When turn 3 begins, the American troops dropped off by the helicopters move west to relieve the pressure on their mechanized column. They suppress 1 detachment of Viet Cong, but this doesn't stop the remaining Viet Cong from shooting, who destroy a tank and support vehicle on the southbound column. American troops continue to press in from the southeast, but it's too late to join forces with the troops on the hill. The Viet Cong commanders have cleverly sent troops to cut off the infantry on the hill from the south, leaving them only a small avenue of retreat to the east. With 3 turns ended, the battle is over, and it has been a gruesome American defeat. The Department of Defense will not report on this incident. The officers involved on the ground will be fragged by their men at the first opportunity, and this cannot help but embolden local Viet Cong officers to join the Tet Offensive. For the Americans, the worst is yet to come.